Hey guys, Smooth Talker here. I usually make my coffee with the French press, and I buy whole bean coffee and I grind it up coarse before I use it. But recently, I was given leftover coffee from a friend. This coffee was already ground pretty fine, so I still wanted to be able to use it, but I don't have any other drip coffee maker or way of using the finely ground coffee. So I decided to make Swedish egg coffee. So I put my normal amount of coffee in here with an egg, shell and all, and I'm just gonna mash this up, mix it around to form a kind of mud. Okay, I got that mashed around in there, and it's still a little dry, so I'm gonna add just a touch of water. Okay, so I add a little water and I got this the consistency that I want. It's kind of like a paste, I guess. That'll work just fine. So I have a pan of water coming to a boil. That's the amount of water I usually use for my coffee. I just filled up my French press pitcher and use that to measure the amount of water, and the amount of coffee that I measured is about what I usually use when I make coffee. You don't have to do anything special. I guess the rule of thumb might be 1 tablespoon per cup. Okay, water's up to a boil, so let me just turn down the heat a little bit. And now our egg and coffee mixture just goes in the water. Stir it up a little bit. So you might be wondering, why use an egg? Well, what happens is if you just put the coffee in boiling water the way some people make cowboy coffee, you might get lots of grounds in your coffee. But what happens is, as everything cooks, the egg binds and holds the grounds. So it actually makes coffee that's pretty clear if you do it the right way. So I'm going to let this stay on the heat for 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, this has been going for about 3 minutes now. So I'm going to turn off the heat and I'm going to leave it sit on the burner because I want it to keep steeping a little bit, because I like my coffee pretty strong. But I want it to cool down a little bit, stop bubbling, so that all the egg and grounds will settle to the bottom. So I'm going to wait another 2 or 3 minutes probably. Okay, there, it's cooled off a little bit, and as the coffee cools off, all the grounds and egg settle to the bottom, and that makes it easier to pour off the clear coffee, leaving the junk in the pot. Some people like to add a cup of cold water to the pot to help settle the grounds. If you want to do that, that's up to you. For me, I try to avoid doing that unless I'm in a hurry, because I feel like it kind of waters down the coffee. And you can see all the egg and grounds are left at the bottom of the pot. So there you are, Swedish egg coffee. It's not my favorite way to make coffee. I feel like it's a little inefficient because you have to use an egg that you then just throw away because you couldn't eat it. But if you're in a pinch and you need to use some finely ground coffee and you want your coffee to be a little clearer than it might be if you tried cowboy coffee, this might be something to try. It tastes different. It doesn't really taste like egg, but it's like lighter and clearer than the coffee that I usually make in my French press. I like it because it's kind of a low-tech solution, and there's been a few times that I've been stuck with fine ground coffee, so I've had to make coffee this way. Another thing that you could do with Swedish Egg Coffee is if you ever needed to make like a lot of coffee, you could get a big stock pot and do like a whole pound of coffee at once with like, I don't know, half a dozen eggs maybe. Just make it the same way. If you have a pot that's big enough, the sky's the limit. So that's Swedish Egg Coffee, and I'll put a link in the information for this video so that you can see the recipe and find out more about it. All right, guys.